Now let's look at this other example. I'll move to the simulation in a second, but this is what we are going to see in the simulation. We are essentially in a van, bus, whatever vehicle you can think of, and we have two views. The top view is the view relative to someone outside the van, and this is the view relative to the van. The situation depicted by the simulation is the situation of someone taking an object, holding it up high on the van, and dropping it. What happens relative to the van, and what happens relative to someone outside the van. Okay, let's see it here. Now, what we need to remember is, as we are holding this object here in the van, it has the same velocity as the velocity of the van. So when we let go of it, it's going to still keep that same initial velocity. That is relative to someone outside the van. But relative to the van, to people inside the van, it is at rest horizontally. So relative to someone in the van, we dropped something from totally at rest. So it should fall just straight down along the vertical. Relative to someone outside the van, it's very much like the airplane drop or the locomotive drop. The object is going to have the same velocity as the van, the same horizontal velocity as the van. So when we drop it, it's going to have a vertical acceleration due to the gravitational force and an initial velocity along the horizontal. So the velocity along the horizontal is going to lead the object to continue moving horizontally. The vertical acceleration is going to lead it to move at an accelerated fashion along the vertical in the downward direction. And this is very much what we observe here. Now notice that this motion, we have the same horizontal spacing between successive moments, but along the vertical, we have an increased displacement as time progresses. The vertical displacement should be the same as what we see here. Now, if my locomotive was not moving at a constant velocity, the story would be different. If it was not moving at a constant velocity, then we are not going to see it while being in the van moving on a straight vertical line. You have experienced that, for example, as you have seen objects moving forward in the vehicle or back in the vehicle, depending on the acceleration of the vehicle. We'll worry about that in a different context.